Hi, my name is Tilly and I'm a PhD student at the Play in Education, Development and Learning, or PEDAL, Research Centre at the University of Cambridge. And today in this video I'm going to talk to you about an activity that you can do with your little ones called book sharing. Book sharing is not the same as book reading. It's a way that you can explore books with your child in a fun and playful way right from the start of life. You can book share with any book that you and your child like, but it can be helpful when starting out to choose a picture book, as this will help you to focus on exploring the pictures and the book instead of worrying about reading the words. While I'm talking, you're going to see some pictures of parents and their children who took part in a research study called Playtime with Books that we've been running at PEDAL for the last couple of years. These pictures aim to show you what book sharing can look like and just how much fun you and your little one can have when exploring books together. One of the first things that you can do when starting to book share is follow your child's lead. This means letting your child explore the book in any way that they like. Your child might hold the book upside down, they might work through it from back to front, or very young children might just like to open and close one page. This is completely fine. As your child gets better at holding the book and following the story, they will pick up the kinds of behaviours that we expect to see when reading. For now, all we need to worry about is helping your child find enjoyment in exploring books. Like in these pictures, it can help to sit close to your child but slightly to the side. This means that you can see the book, your child's face, and where your child is looking in the book. You might notice your child looking at something for a long time. They might point at something, or, like the little girl in these pictures, they might pull the book in close to get a really good look at something on the page. When children are allowed to explore books in this way, they're more likely to find book sharing fun, and they're more likely to stay focused on the book for a longer time. When you've spotted that something has caught your child's attention, praise them and their exploring. When book sharing is rewarding for children, they're more likely to look at a book for a longer time in the moment, but they're also more likely to want to look at books again more in the future. When you praise your child, you let them know that you think they're doing a good job. You can make this even more special for them by giving them a warm hug, eye contact, and a smile at the same time. You can also help your child to keep exploring by giving them the chance to do something by themselves, but being ready with small amounts of help just in case they really need it. In these pictures, you can see that the little girl is really young, and holding and turning the pages of the book is still quite tricky for her. So, Mum is holding the book out in front of her and helping it to stay open, but she's letting her daughter turn the pages by herself. In this moment, it actually took the little girl 3 or 4 tries before she managed to turn the page, but Mum held back and her daughter managed to turn the page all by herself. If the little girl had continued to struggle, her mum could have helped by slipping a thumb under the page and lifting it just a little bit so that her daughter could get a better grip on the page. By providing small amounts of help like this, you make sure that your child gets to give something a go, but that they don't get put off if something turns out to be a little bit harder than they thought. Being warm and encouraging your child to be independent really helps your child to keep exploring. They will also learn that you're interested in what interests them. When your child is looking at something on the page, let them know that you see it too by pointing at it and talking to them about it. In these pictures, Mum has seen that her daughter is interested in the lion and the monkey who are hugging on the page. You can also see just how excited Mum is. In this moment, Mum gasped and pointed, using a lively voice to label the lion and the monkey for her daughter before talking to her about how they're hugging. This might have sounded like, "Look, the lion and the monkey, they're hugging!" By gasping and pointing, you make a big deal out of your child finding something on the page interesting. Talking about it then helps your child learn a little bit more about what you're looking at together. So in this moment, the little girl learns that she and Mum are looking at a lion and a monkey and that they're hugging each other. One of the brilliant things about books is that children get to see animals, experiences and things that they might not get to see in real life. By naming these things and talking about them, you're helping your child to learn new words and you're helping to build their vocabulary. Once you and your child are looking at the same thing, you might notice some patterns emerging. These patterns look a little bit like a conversation, with one person saying something, a second person saying or doing something in return, and the first person going again. In these pictures, Mum and her little boy have been looking at a book with babies playing on pots and pans like musical instruments. The little boy stands up and bangs on the sofa like it's a drum. He stops and looks at Mum. Mum drums on the sofa. she stops, and then her little boy goes again. They are taking it in turns to act out what they can see in the book, a bit like a conversation. Sometimes children might start this conversation, like in these pictures, but other times their parent might start the conversation. Like in these next photos, Mum and her little boy are still thinking about the musical instruments from the book, but this time they're thinking about blowing trumpets, and Mum goes first. She holds her hand up to her mouth and goes toot toot. She stops, then her little boy has a go, and then Mum has another go. This turn taking might look a bit different depending on your child's age and ability. Older children, like the little boy in these pictures, will be able to take part in slightly longer interactions, with younger children probably only staying focused for 1 or 2 turns before moving on to something else. When children do move on to something else, that's completely fine. The important thing is just to go back to the earlier step of following your child's lead. See if you can see what they're interested in, point at it, and then talk about it. It doesn't matter when moving on to something new if you and your child first focus on something slightly different. Your child might turn to look at what you're looking at, or you can join them in what they're looking at. When you and your child come together in these simple but rich moments of back and forth turn taking, it helps your child learn about interacting with other people and helps them get ready for making friends. Creating and supporting this back and forth is where the magic happens in book sharing. When you and your child come together like this, even if your conversation uses actions and sounds rather than words, it creates moments of connection. Just like this little girl and her mum, who are playing out the picture in their book where Santa falls into the room through the chimney. They're having so much fun. The little girl has a really big smile on her face before Mum holds her hand and helps her do a really big jump into her lap. Not only are they having fun, look how special this hug is at the end. These moments help parents and their children bond by having fun together. Your child will learn just how important they are to you and how much you enjoy spending time with them. So, to recap, book sharing is one way that you and your little one can explore books together. When book sharing, follow your child's lead. Look where your child is looking or pointing and let them hold the book if they would like. Praise your child and smile at them when they show you what they've found, and let them have a go at a challenge, like holding the book by themselves. If your child is finding something a bit difficult, a small act like holding the book out in front of them or gently lifting a page with one of your fingers can be really helpful. Point at and talk about what your child finds interesting. Gasping and using a lively voice will really bring the book to life for your child and make it even more interesting. Looking at, talking about, and acting out the book together can create moments of fun back and forth between you and your child. This makes book sharing enjoyable and meaningful. This special time can become really important to your child, and you might find that they start asking to look at books and spend time with you even more. I really hope that you found this video interesting and helpful, and that you might think about trying book sharing with your little one. If you would like to know any more about book sharing and the research that we do on it here at Pedal, including opportunities to take part in our research, you can head to the Playtime with Books page on our website. Thank you, bye.